So, now that you've prepared the home, you got the finances, now it's time to go out and get that caregiver. It's important to have an understanding of the relationship between the caregiver and the care recipient in order to pick the best caregiver. What we call making that match. There are other things to consider as well. Do they have pets? Do they smoke or drink? You'd be surprised these little things, even though if they're great skilled, makes a big difference in who works well in that home. And then preferences like personality matches. Preferences like do they want a male or female or a specific language. These are all things that have to be considered when you're choosing a caregiver into the home. So let's have an understanding of caregivers. Understand that qualified caregivers are a group of people with various levels of caregiving skills and experiences who enjoy caring for others and are willing to work variable hours around someone else's schedule, caring for someone on a very close personal level. However, they come from different educational backgrounds and various cultures, all with different types of personalities. Understanding the care recipient. Typically, the care recipients are people who usually have serious, debilitating health issues, generally dealing with pain or discomfort, medicated, and depressed, and in many cases the client is angry and somewhat combative. They too come from many different cultures, each with their unique care needs and different personalities. Now, care providers, we understand and are sensitive to the care recipient's need to feel comfortable enough with the caregivers to feel safe, allowing them in their home and assisting with a very uncomfortable, usually embarrassing and depressing personal situation they find themselves in. On the other hand, the family members and the care recipient need to understand that a caregiver needs to feel respected as a person and appreciated for the work and care they give. It's a two-way street, and we all need to be feeling comfortable and happy in there. So the goal, what we would like to have is that perfect caregiver that has the right skills and the perfect personality fit, able to be flexible to work the schedules needed to care for someone on a long-term basis. Based upon your new understanding of caregivers and care recipients, you can see that that can be very difficult to achieve. So in the real world, the type of caregiver you'll get depends on, first, the pool of qualified caregivers you have access to. Then, how well their availability and their affordability matches their needs. How well their personalities match up. And, equally important, how well the care recipient treats them. Caregiver problems. Now, when dealing with people, even caregivers, they all have their personal lives and circumstances, such as sickness, car trouble, families that will create care problems. Having a good process and policies can reduce it significantly. However, don't be unrealistic and know that there will be care problems. With that said, what does a caregiver do? I'm going to give you a list of caregivers' do's and don'ts. What the caregiver does do is they do provide personal care assistance. Meal preparation, assist with feeding, medication reminders, light housekeeping, general assistance. What they don't do is perform skilled nursing. They don't do any sort of therapy. They don't do anything where it's intrusive to the body like wound care, infusion, or any sort of therapy. They can help and assist with a physical therapist following a specified routine, but they don't perform any skilled nursing. They also don't do heavy housekeeping, such as rugs, windows, vents, heavy house cleaning stuff. They will do light housekeeping, like if they're in the bed, they will do the laundry, they'll do the bedding, they'll make the bed. If they're in the living room, they'll keep the living room clean and stuff, dining room. If they cook and stuff, they'll also do the dishes, that sort of stuff, which is called light housekeeping, but they don't do heavy housekeeping. They definitely don't do any outside tasks or chores. They can't go out and mow the yard and do the gardening, things of that. They're very defined on what they can do. They also don't do medication administration. They're not going to be able to grab the pill bottle, take them out, put them in a pill box, and then hand them to the care recipient. That has to be already laid out and determined. They can only do what's called medication reminders. And it's real important to understand the difference. And there's a lot of ways to work around that, not having to hire a skilled person. Now, hiring a caregiver. You can hire one yourself, either through someone you know, by placing an ad, or even going online, or you can hire an agency. But either way, you must realize that there are federal, state, and local labor laws that we all have to work within, even if it's not convenient to that particular needs or circumstances one may have.